My roommate moved out overnight and left $80,000 cash in the freezer with my name on it. I found the money on a Tuesday morning, vacuum sealed in Ziploc bags behind the frozen peas. $80,000 in hundreds, and a yellow sticky note pressed against the plastic. Roger, this is yours. Lily had been my roommate for 3 years. She'd moved in after responding to my Craigslist ad, and we'd settled into an easy rhythm. She worked nights at the hospital, I worked days doing construction estimates. We split groceries, never fought about dishes, and sometimes watched old movies together on weekends, when our schedules aligned. When I got home from the job site Monday night, her room was empty. Bed stripped, closet cleared, even her plants gone from the windowsill. No note on the counter, no text message, just gone. I called her 6 times, straight to voicemail. I texted asking where she was, if she was okay. Nothing. Then I found the money Tuesday morning when I went to grab ice for my thermos. My first thought was drugs. My second thought was stolen. I sat at the kitchen table staring at those bags of cash, my coffee going cold, trying to understand how Lily, who brought home hospital cafeteria soup for me when I had the flu, who'd never missed a rent payment, who cried during Pixar movies, had gotten her hands on $80,000. I called my brother Desmond and told him what I'd found. He asked if the money had my name on it, and when I confirmed it did, he let out a low whistle. That's either really good or really bad, man. I knew which one seemed more likely. I'd watched enough true crime to know how this looked. Maybe she was running from someone. Maybe she'd witnessed something at the hospital, taken payment to keep quiet, and now needed to disappear. Maybe the money was dirty and she was making me an accessory. I called her mom. Bridget answered on the 3rd ring, and I could hear the surprise in her voice when I identified myself. She asked if everything was okay, and I explained I was trying to reach Lily, that she'd moved out suddenly. Bridget told me Lily had come home the day before. When I asked if she was all right, if something had happened, there was a pause. Bridget asked if Lily had told me she was leaving, and I said no, that she'd left something important behind. Another pause, longer this time. Can you give me your address? I think I need to come see you. Bridget arrived 3 hours later. She looked like Lily. Same dark hair, same quick movements, but older, worn down by something I couldn't name. She sat across from me at the kitchen table, the money between us in its Ziploc bags. She wanted to give it to you herself, Bridget said. She was going to, but she couldn't face it. I told her I didn't understand, asked where the money had come from. Do you remember 7 years ago? That accident on Route 9? I felt something cold settle in my stomach. I asked if she meant the one with the drunk driver. Bridget nodded and explained that I was supposed to testify at the trial, that I was the only witness who saw everything clearly. But I'd gotten food poisoning the night before and ended up in the ER. By the time I recovered, they'd already settled. I remembered. I felt guilty about it for months, but the lawyers had told me it didn't matter, that they'd gotten a decent settlement anyway. Bridget told me Lily was the nurse who took care of me that night. She'd looked at my chart, saw my name, and realized who I was. The driver who hit her husband, Lily's father. He walked away with a suspended license, because without my testimony, they couldn't prove the level of impairment. He died anyway, 6 months later. Liver failure. My hands were shaking. That's not... I couldn't finish. Bridget pushed the money toward me and explained that the settlement had been $150,000, after her father's medical bills and funeral costs. Lily had $80,000 left. She'd been keeping it in her account, and last month she decided it should have been more if I testified. She thought I'd lost out because of her father, and this was her trying to make it right. I tried to say I didn't deserve her money, that I hadn't testified because I was sick. Bridget agreed, told me she'd said the same thing to Lily, but her daughter had it in her head that I would have gotten a witness fee, maybe helped the settlement be bigger, something. She wasn't thinking straight. She'd been living with me for 3 years while carrying this around, and it finally broke her. Bridget stood up and told me Lily had made her promise not to reveal where she was, but that she'd wanted me to have the money.